Welcome. We're doing some nice gentle yoga today. And I want to start off with a gentle back bend. So I'll teach it a couple different ways. I prefer using a foam roll for this or a yoga bolster, but you can always use, if you want to make it softer, some blocks and a little pillow, a big pillow, a rolled up blanket. Um, yeah, but I'm looking for like a really deep back bend here, chest opening back bend. So I'll teach it two ways. I'll teach the first one as the more gentle version without the bolster or foam roll, where you're just using blocks. And then I'll teach you the other one so you can decide which one you want to do. So more gentle version is going to be with one block on its high end, one block on its medium to low end. And essentially that medium to low block is going to go right at the shoulder blades so that you're supported on your shoulder blades. And the other block comes under your head. And you just kind of chillax here. Now the deeper version where you're using either a bolster or a rolled up blanket or a foam roll is going to be where the bolster, foam roll, whatever's goes just below the shoulder blades, and then the head drops back and the arms drop out. Now if you're kind of in between those two places, you could always take a pillow, put it under your head, or a blanket, whatever you got. We're going to start off here today. So get yourself comfy. Take a couple big sighing breaths. And we're really spreading open all the muscles around the front of the diaphragm here. So this is beautiful for opening up our ability to breathe. So take advantage of it. The more gentle version is also fabulous after you've had a large meal to help with digestion. So it really helps open up the belly. Depending on how big and heavy your meal was, this more intense version might just be a little too intense. You want to try to let everything go. So really feeling the weight of the head melting down either onto the block or the floor or pillow. Let the low back soften. The hips are heavy. And you just want to imagine that your whole midline in the front body is stretching longer, but then also kind of cracking open. I always think of it as a loaf of bread. Bread will crack as it bakes right along that midline center portion of the top of it. So you want to think about that. Just allowing the right and left sides of the body to stretch away from each other. Feel the shoulders releasing. If you want a little extra support here, if the elbows don't come to the floor, you can bring the floor up to the elbows by putting a little height under them. Let your jaw relax. And feel the weight of your tongue resting towards the back of the mouth. The eyes are heavy in their sockets.
We're in that really beautiful space between the winter solstice, which was last Tuesday, and the beginning of the new year, which is on Saturday. This is a great time to contemplate all the things we're ready to shed and leave behind, and all the things we're ready to birth forward. And we're kind of nicely positioned right now between the full moon, which was the last, not the Saturday we just had, but the one before that, and the new moon, which is coming up early next week. Which again, full moons are great opportunities to look at what we're ready to let go of. And new moons are a beautiful opportunity to cultivate the things that we want to call into our lives. And the solstice being the shortest day of the year, the time we spend in the most dark, is another great opportunity to cultivate those seeds that we are hoping to bring forth and grow as we move to summer through spring. As we rest here, thinking about yourself as a seed, and you're cracking open in this position, the shell is going to fall away. All the old things that are no longer serving you, that are no longer bringing you joy, moving you forward. All those things fall away, and out of our center, out of our midline, our conception line, we are birthing something new. Just imagine yourself laying here, that seed that's just starting to crack open. What's in the shell, and what is starting to grow towards the light. And slowly, you want to bring the arms back towards the ears and walk your fingertips down the skull so you get a good grip on the back of the head. And on an exhale, pull the chin towards the chest. And just rest here in a supported crunch for a second. Let the shoulders drop down. Just kind of enjoy that pressure from the bolster, the block, or the foam roll. So if and only if you're on a foam roll, I'm going to have you bend your knees and lift your hips up. Everybody else, just hang out where you are for a second. Those of us on a foam roll, just take a second to roll up and down the spine. Enjoying that little massage. And everybody is going to have their hips on the floor. Release the hands to the legs and then use the legs. Oof. So pull yourself all the way up. And you can go ahead and let go of that foam roll. Set your blocks off to the side. You might still need those. And because we are celebrating the return of the light, I thought it would be nice to base our practice today off of sun salutations. So we'll be doing various different poses, kind of branching off of sun salutations. There are going to be vinyasas in here. I will be modifying all of the vinyasas and I'll be leading you through it in a modified way. Feel free to ignore me and do a full-on vinyasa if you'd like. Feel free to ignore me and do no vinyasa. Just go right to down dog or child's pose if you like. Your practice. Do as you wish. So let's come on up. Top of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Relax your shoulders down your back. Close your eyes. Take a couple long sighing exhales. Continue to imagine this outer shell releasing away from you, cracking open, birthing something new. Good. We're going to take an inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, slowly bow forward, all the way down. Let the head go and hang out in a forward fold for a moment here. Now you have the option to always grab blocks and bring them under your hands. And as we inhale, we want to think about sending our tailbone towards the back of the room and our crown of our head, back of our head, across to the other side of the room. I like to think of almost that big nubby where the cervical and thoracic spine come together. I think about lengthening from there. And that always takes my head out of the game. Otherwise, I'm cranking it forwards. We would want to resist that. So you come into kind of a 90-degree position. It might be different depending on whether you're using blocks or not. Okay? But think about lengthening from your tail right up to that nubby in opposite directions. So the inhale will go there, and the exhale will bow all the way down, just ragdoll. And when you get all the way down, tuck your chin, look up towards your pelvis. And we inhale and lengthen. Slow breaths. Exhale, fold. And tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hold, and tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and tuck. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, tuck. Bend your knees. Inhale, roll up, but ragdoll as you come up. And then as you exhale, you're just coming up to standing. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Let that turn your palms forward and then scoop up the hands to prayer. And I always like to think of like I'm scooping up all the good things in life. I'm scooping up love. I'm scooping up compassion. Scooping up money. I'm scooping up chocolate. Whatever it is you want to be scooping up, scoop it up. We're going to do it a lot today, so get to scooping. Okay.
So we inhale, sweep the arms up.
Exhale, fold forward. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lengthen hips to nubby. Exhale, hands down, step back. Knees down, chaturanga. Inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, roll yourself up and back, downward facing dog. When you first come into your down dog, think about yourself like a star. You want to think about where you can expand. And by where you can expand, I want you to think I expand everywhere. So really, you're looking for places in the body that don't want to expand, and you're breathing into those and nudging them towards expansion. Think that every cell of the body moves a little bit further away from its neighbor. And then 1 foot at a time, we just baby step ourselves all the way up to the top of the mat. And then inhale, nice and long. Exhale, bow. Tuck. Bend the knees. Inhale, ragdoll up. Exhale, big shoulder roll. Scoop it up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower, hands down, feet back, knees down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Expand and now start to explore. Move around. Notice what's going on, where you tight. Walking the toes up. All the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Give it a tuck. Bend the knees. Inhale, rolling up. Nice and slow. Exhale, shoulder roll and a scoop. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Give it a little tuck. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, jumper step to the back of your mat. Knees down. Chaturanga. Cobra, up dog. And then down dog. Spread your toes nice and wide. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You're going to take that left hand, slide it back towards the right foot. Grab hold of the outside of the right calf, knee, hip, ankle, whatever you got. Notice how you want to lean to the right, and I invite you to push into your left heel. Swing your booty over to the left. Take that twist, look under the right armpit. Release the left hand back. Take a breath here in a four-legged down dog before sliding that right hand back to the outside of the left leg. Push into your right leg, swing your booty to the right, twist up, look under the left arm. Release back to four-legged down dog. Walk the feet forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bow. Tuck. Then the knees, inhale, rolling up. Exhale, shoulders back, down, scoop it up. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, right foot steps back. Drop the right knee down. Sink down and forward for a moment. And then peel the upper body up. Think about your right hip driving forwards towards the top of the mat, and then lift the front of your pelvis up and pull the whole belly and low back backwards towards the wall behind you. The heart just gently tips up and those shoulders relax down. Reach the hands back. Fingertips reach behind you. Palms are open to the front and side of your back. Bring the hands down onto the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee up. Step the left foot back. Knees down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Keep moving around and playing with your down dog. Finding interesting places to open up and stretch. Then you're going to step that right foot forward. Left knee comes down. Relax the foot. Take a second to just enjoy and soften into this hip opener. And peel the spine up. Drive your left thigh bone forward towards the top of your mat. Lift the pelvis, the front of the pelvis up. Bring the whole midsection of your torso backwards. Shoulders drop, heart lifts ever so slightly, and then reach the arms down and back, palms open, forward and side. Do you want to feel like there's the same energy moving forward as there is up here? And the hands come down onto the mat. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, step the left foot forward. Inhale into a nice long spine. Exhale, bow. Tuck the chin. Bend the knees. Push the floor away as you roll up. Exhale, shoulders back down. Give it a scoop. Back to your heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps back. Drop the knee down. Relax the foot. And then you're going to bring the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. And start to sink your rib cage down along the inside of that right knee and thigh. Maybe walk the hands forward and come a little deeper. Maybe come even further forward. Maybe the blocks come under the elbows. Maybe the elbows come down all the way onto the mat. Think about driving that right arm and shoulder down. Bring the hands under you again if they're not already there. And then we're going to take the hips up and back and let the right leg lengthen out. Folding down over top of that right leg. I invite you to keep the ball of the foot down on the ground as much as possible because that opens up the top of the ankle, which so very rarely ever gets an opportunity to be open. You can take your hand up into that right upper thigh and actually push the tissue down outwards, so external rotation, and then back. So we deepen the crease, and you'll notice the big toe wants to pop up there. I want you to glue that big toe back down. So the upper half of the leg is externally rotating, the inner half of the leg is internally rotating. And then just let your head and shoulders relax over top of the leg. Rebend your right leg, come on forward. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. Spiral the left heel down onto your mat. Bring the right elbow onto the right knee. As you bring the torso up, I want you to think about hugging your butt and under you. So really swinging it under you. And then peel the left side body open. Reach the left arm up towards the sky. You're more than welcome to keep the chin down towards the right shoulder. And that's going to keep any tension out of the neck. You can also take the arm up and over. Sink down a little deeper. Come on up into warrior two. Turn the palms up to let those shoulders drop. And then think of the hips as moving towards the knee and the ribs is moving backwards towards the back of your mat. Spiral those arms and come back down to the mat with them. Lift the left heel up. Step the right foot back. Knees drop down. Chaturanga. Cobra, up dog. Down dog. Down dog is always that place of exploration. Finding where you can expand. What needs more attention? What happens if I put my weight towards my pinky toe or my big toe? What happens if I twist my pelvis, my rib cage, my hands? Left foot steps forward between the two hands. Right knee down. Left hand on the inside of the left foot. Sliding that rib cage and shoulder down on the inside of the left knee. You can stay upright. You can start to take this forward. You can bring the floor up to meet the elbows with some blocks. You can bring the elbows down to reach the floor. But the whole time we're driving the left side of the torso down towards the left foot. Bringing that torso up. Shifting the hips up and back, lengthening out the left leg. Again, keep the ball of the foot down on the floor. You can grab hold of the top of the thigh and actually externally rotate it and pull it back while pressing the big toe down. And then let the whole body melt over top of that left leg. You bend the left leg, come on back forward. Tucking the right toes, lift the right knee up. Spiral the right heel down. Bring the elbow up onto your knee. And then again, think about swinging your hips in line with your heels as you peel the whole rib cage up, taking the right arm up towards the sky. You can always release tension in the neck by looking down at the left foot. Also the option to take the arm up and over. Find a nice steady pace to your breath. And when your body gets more and more challenged and your breath gets shorter, come back to lengthening out and finding that steady pace in the breath. Good. And pull yourself up into warrior two. Turn the palms up to soften the shoulders. And think of the hips as moving towards the knee and the ribs as moving back towards the back of the mat. And windmill the arms down. Lift that right heel up. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, bow. Tuck the chin. Bend the knees, roll on up. Big exhale as you roll the shoulders back. Scoop up to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step the right foot back. Stay high with the knee. Hug your right hip forward and your left hip back, and then extend through the left knee. Take the left arm up towards the sky, and as you do so, notice how the right hip wants to tip. Lift it up and sink the left hip down deeper. So you're counter twisting with the low body. And then let's take a couple big swimming arm circles here, up and back. Before bringing the arm back down onto the floor. Now walk that left foot over towards your right hand. And then drop the knee down for pigeon pose. The right knee comes down. Stay upright to start. Take a look back at that right leg and just notice if it's swinging out towards the edge of the mat. You want to line it up right behind your hips. Push through your right toes and your right hip. So we find extension again. The right rib cage presses forwards. And we pull that left hip down and back. And then find your deepest version of pigeon today. So that might be right up here. And that might be down here or anywhere in between. But again, we want to make sure that we're not leaning to the left. So the right side is continuously lengthening. Keeping the ribs nice and square. And then you are going to drop that left hip down and lean over to the left. Bring your right leg around and across the knee. And sit for a moment here. tied up in a knot. Think about pushing that right hip down and lifting the right knee up. And you're going to take the left arm and hook it around that right knee so that as you sit up taller, it actually lifts your knee up. And as that left elbow lifts your right knee up, push your right hip down. Right hand comes behind you as you open up into a twist. And that should really, that lifting up of the knee and then dropping down to the hip should really give you a beautiful hip opener on that right side. And the reason I like this version of the twist as opposed to, all the other different versions that we've got is because you're up tall. It's inviting you to lift up instead of what we usually do, which is kind of round and then twist. Release. Swing yourself back around. Give your neck a little roll. Then you're going to swing that right leg all the way back around. Lift the knee up. Lift the hips up. Slide that left leg back. And then take your vinyasa or not. Whatever you're doing today. We all meet in downward facing dog. We've done that big hip opener on the left side, so you're going to notice how the body feels different between the two sides. And then the right foot steps forward. And right away as the hips sink down, we pull the right hip back and shift the left hip forward. And then extend forward through the right knee and back through the left hip. So everything close to the pelvis is actually squeezing in towards itself, and everything towards the knees is lengthening away from itself. Taking a twist, the right arm comes up. We want to counter twist. So we hug that right hip under even more. Lift the left hip up even more as we open up here. And then sweeping in big circles down, forwards, up, and back. Hand comes back down. Walk the foot across to the left hand. Drop the knee down. Drop the left knee down. Pull the hips back. Again, take a look back. Make sure that left leg isn't swinging out towards the left. Lengthen from the left hip bone all the way back through the left big toe. Pull the right hip back. So you're squaring off the pelvis, squaring off the shoulders. You can stay up. You can come down, anywhere in between. But again, we want to be working towards a square pelvis, a square rib cage, square shoulders. Find that nice, steady rhythm of breath. If you're down on your forearms, you're going to come up. Drop to the right, swing that left leg around, cross it over, and then work on getting that left sitting bone down. Sitting up nice and tall. You're going to take the right arm, hook the inner elbow around that left knee, and then lift up. Push the left hip down, and then take your twist. Chest is open, spine is long, neck is longer. Keep working your left hip down. Untwisting. Lean on over to the right, swing the left leg back. Flex the foot, lift the knee up, lift the hips up. Step that right foot back. Take a vinyasa. And then walk your feet forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow. Tuck and low. Bend the knees. Roll it up. Big shoulder roll, scoop. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left foot steps back. Send the left hip forward, the left heel back. Send the right hip back, the right knee forward. Engage the core, roll on up. Crescent lunge, arms reach up towards the sky. Left hip drives forwards, right knee drives forwards. Right hip pulls back, shoulders down. Breathe into your side bodies here. Straighten out that right leg. Sink into your left heel. Take the arms out like an airplane, palms turn forward. Plug that right hip back and start to fold over top of the legs. Maybe the arms drop down. And then let the spine round. Let the head go. Keep pulling your right hip back. Dropping that left heel back. Bend the right knee. Hands plant. Right foot steps back. Drop the knees, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. This is our last down dog of the practice today, so really take a second to play. Swivel the hips, swivel the heels, do whatever feels good in your body. The left foot is going to step forward. press the left knee forward, pull the left hip back, reach the right hip forward, the right heel back, engage your core, and then roll on up, all the way up into crescent. Drive that right thigh bone down and forward. Pull the shoulders down. You want to think about the bottom ribs and the belly button coming closer together. And then straighten your left leg. Sink down and back into your right heel. Sweep the arms out to the side, palms turn forwards. And then hinge over that left hip as you pull the hip back. Right hip comes forward. And when you can't go any further with a long spine, bow over, drop the hands, drop the head. Remember, you've always got your blocks. So if your hands don't come down to the floor, you can bring the floor up to your hands. Rebend that left knee. Step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, bow down. Tuck. Bend the knees. Roll up. Big shoulder roll. Scoop up that last bit of whatever it is you're asking for. Bring it to your heart. And just breathe. You're going to stay where you are. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see what I'm doing here. Right hand on right hip. Left arm sweeps up. And send the hips to the left. And as you tip to the right, think about lifting up. It's as if there was a little railing here and you're trying to get up and over it. Again, if you've got some neck stuff going on, turn the face down towards the floor. On your inhale, lift up, come back center. Left hand on the left hip, right arm sweeps up. Inhale, get even taller, and then as we bend over, hips go to the right, we come up and over. So we stay long through this left side body. Again, if you need to release the neck, do so by looking down. Inhale, reach all the way up. And release down. Palms come together, heel toe out just once. Your toes can stay pointed forwards or they can turn outwards. Your heels can stay on the floor or they can lift up. It's whatever happens with your body happens with your body. You send your butt way back. If you were sitting back into a chair, and then you're going to keep going. Come down into Malasana. Open up those knees and then open up the chest. So if you're here, you're like, I have my heels on the floor. I am in Malasana. You probably can't breathe really well in this position. So if you need to get those heels up, get them up in order to open your chest. You want to be in a place that's comfy for your body, for your knees, for your hips, for your spine, for your ability to breathe. And you're just going to drop your butt down onto your mat and go ahead and lower yourself down for Shavasana. Actually, let's just do one 30-second core exercise. Why not? So you're on your back, knees up, feet up, flex your feet. You can either take the hands behind the head and bring the head up this way, or you can release the arms, palms up with the head up. Pull your belly down towards the floor as if you were trying to suck your belly button into the mat. And then we're gonna just do little kicks here. Maybe this is all you do. You wanna keep the pelvis as stable as you can, or you can start working them down. Maybe you just go to 45 and back up. Maybe you go down almost to the floor and bring them back up. So just a couple rounds, lowering down as far as you can and back up. This will get you really warm for Shavasana. Back up. Do 2 more rounds. All the way back up. Hug the knees into the chest. Ooh. And then lengthen the legs down the mat. Drop the arms out. Take a couple big sighing exhales as you surrender down to the floor. Feeling the tissue in the crown of your head soften. And the tissue on the left side of the skull soften. The right side. The forehead softening. The left eyebrow. The left eye. The left ear. The left cheek. The right eyebrow. The right eye. The right ear. Right cheek. Your nose. Your top lip. Your bottom lip. Your whole jaw. Your tongue. Your teeth. All the tissue on the back of the head. Into the neck. And throat. The left shoulder blade, the left bicep and tricep, left elbow, left forearm, left wrist, left palm, pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger and thumb. And the right shoulder and the right shoulder blade. Right bicep and tricep, right elbow, right forearm, right wrist, palm, pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb. The left collarbone, the right collarbone, the left side of your chest, left side body and rib cage, the right side of your chest, the right side body, right rib cage, full mid back, the low back, the belly, all of the internal organs, your pelvis, left glute, left hip, left quad and hamstring, left knee, left shin, left calf, left ankle, left foot, the right hip and butt, right thigh, hamstring, right knee, the right shin and calf, the right ankle, the right foot. Every hair on your body, all of the muscles, all of the nerves, all of the fascia, all of the bones. And from the depths of that relaxation, allow your breath to start to roll through your body. Each inhale a little bigger, a little broader, a little bolder than the last. Like a wave that comes from the center of your being. Every inhale, the cells expand. And then on the exhale, everything surrenders. And slowly bend one knee, the other. Roll on over to one side. Slowly press yourself up to seated. And see if you can keep this breath moving with you through the rest of your day. That kind of wave of energy that moves through you, that expansion that happens every time you inhale. And that release and surrender that happens every time you exhale. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me today. Happy New Year.